Gary Neville, the former footballer turned businessman, has never shied away from showing that he is a champagne socialist. Yes, he speaks out on all of his political opinions, and to be honest, most of the time, the guy talks nonsense. In today's video, we have clips of him as he defends Keir Starmer and this Labour government over freebies and their current reign. Let's get into the clips, but first hit the like and subscribe button and join our fast-growing community. Check the clips of Gary Neville talking nonsense.
I don't feel that's been a difficult start at all, to be honest with you. I think that, for me, what's been difficult is the actual way in which it's being portrayed.
You think there's a misconception, actually, they're doing quite well and the public...
Well, I wouldn't say they're doing well or not doing well. They're 10 weeks in. What did you expect them to achieve in 10 weeks? I mean, ultimately, if you become CEO of a new company, you'd just be bedding in and you'd be allowed a period of bedding in, wouldn't you? I mean, it seems to me that they're being given a bit of a rough ride on certain things that the previous government didn't seem to be given a rough ride on. Rishi's £40 million helicopter contract seems to have been sort of forgotten about. We'll concentrate on a few tickets for an Arsenal match.
But you think in time it can come good?
Well, let's see. I mean, ultimately, I'm a Labour Party member, but I'm also open-minded to know that in government it's going to be challenging, and they've got 5 years to try and prove it. I don't think we should judge them after 10 weeks.
I struggled with the free football tickets quite a bit, to be honest with you, when I look at the absolute corruption that we've seen for the last 5, 6, 7, 8 years. I find it absolutely incredible that this level of attention is now being paid to a Labour Prime Minister. When I look at the absolute cronyism that we watched for years under that was just let go. I mean, I'm sorry for the rant, but absolutely ridiculous.
Rachel Reeves' speech at Labour Party conference has been plunged into chaos after a pro-Palestine protester was thrown out of the ACC in Liverpool. The Chancellor of the Exchequer, who was just 10 minutes into her speech, was forced into a pause after a lone protester stood up to complain about the UK's arms arrangement with Israel. The heckler was heard shouting, "We are still selling arms to Israel," just seconds after Reeves tore into the Tory party over playing fast and loose with public finances. Two men forcibly removed the protester from the ACC, with footage showing the heckler being dragged out of the main hall. He continued, "We voted for change, Rachel. Stop arming Israel." Labour Party delegates applauded as the protester was removed from the ACC. Responding to the protest, Reeves said, "This is a changed Labour Party, a Labour Party that represents working people and not a party of protest." The climate resistance has claimed responsibility for the protest. Sam Simons, a spokesman for the campaign group, said, "Labour promised us change. Instead, we're getting more of the same. The same pandering to the fossil fuel industry, the same arms licenses that are fueling a genocide in Gaza, and the same austerity that sees the poorest hit hardest. It's time for Labour to start putting the needs of people before the interests of profit. That means immediately stopping arms licenses to Israel, blocking new oil and gas, and standing up for the communities already being devastated by the climate crisis." Keir Starmer was interrupted by a protester last year who decided to cover the now Prime Minister in glitter. The Labour Party, which came under fire for its stance on Israel's war with Hamas last year, is now favouring an immediate ceasefire in Gaza. Foreign Secretary David Lammy earlier this month announced 30 out of 350 arms export licenses to Israel would be suspended. The move impacted equipment such as parts for fighter jets, helicopters and drones. Lammy's announcement was criticised by Israel as it came just days after a group of hostages were found brutally killed in Hamas terror tunnels. Pro-Palestine protesters have continued to push Labour to do more to suspend arms trade with Israel. During her speech, Reeves vowed not to bring a return to austerity in her upcoming budget. She said, "Next month, I will deliver the first budget of this Labour government. And because I know how much damage has been done in those 14 years, let me say one thing straight up. There will be no return to austerity. Yes, we must deal with the Tory legacy, and that means tough decisions, but I won't let that dim our ambition for Britain." So, real ambition. A budget to fix the foundations, a budget to deliver the change that we promised, a budget to rebuild Britain, and my budget will keep our manifesto commitment. Every choice we make will be within a framework of economic and fiscal stability. You'd expect nothing less. The Chancellor of the Exchequer also used her speech to mock Tory titans running to replace Rishi Sunak, pledged to show iron discipline in No 11, and claimed her tax raid on private schools is the fair choice. Defending Labour's plan to cut winter fuel payments, Reeves added, "We cancelled road and rail projects promised by the Conservatives, which they did not budget for. And I made the choice to means test the winter fuel payment, so that it's only targeted to those most in need. I know that not everyone in this hall or in the country will agree with every decision that I make. I will not duck those decisions for political expediency, not for personal advantage." However, Reeves stressed she remains optimistic about the future of the UK. She told delegates, "I believe in a better Britain, a Britain of opportunity, fairness, and enterprise. I know that country has sometimes felt far off in recent years as our growth, our productivity and family finance is all behind. But it doesn't have to be that way. The British capacity for inventiveness, enterprise, often hard work, has not gone away. Believe me when I say my optimism for Britain turns brighter than ever. My ambition knows no limits, because I can deceases if we make the right choices now. Growth is the challenge and investment is the solution." Lastly, Prince Harry suffered a double humiliation during a solo appearance in California. The Duke of Sussex attended the annual 1805 Live charity concert on his own, after Meghan Markle pulled out at the last minute due to illness. However, it did not all go to plan for Prince Harry as the royals suffered a couple of embarrassing moments. Firstly, musician Richard Marx appeared not to recognise the Duke of Sussex as he waited for him by the side of the stage. Marx went to walk past Harry, but was then pointed in Harry's direction, following his performance at the concert. During a brief exchange, Prince Harry was heard saying to Marx, "Hey, well done." In another awkward moment, Marx's wife, Daisy Fuentes, mistakenly tagged Prince William's Instagram account after uploading a photo of Prince Harry at the event. Fuentes corrected the error, tagging a fan-run Prince Harry account instead. Prince Harry and Meghan Markle will continue to spend time apart as the Duke of Sussex works in New York and London. The royal is set to embark on a series of solo appearances in New York this week. The Duke of Sussex kicked off his string of engagements yesterday, with an appearance at a high-profile dinner organised by the World Health Organization, WHO. Harry attended the event, which honoured survivors of childhood violence and discussed its impact on mental health. What are your thoughts on what we discussed in today's video? Let me know down in the comments section below. If you've not yet already, make sure you do drop a like on this video and subscribe to the channel for more British content. Thank you. Take care. Goodbye.